Hey there and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got another behind the scenes from the second circus aerials that we did just recently at Apollo's playground in Mitcham in Victoria. So we were joined this time by 6 different photographers. We had 3 performers, so Alyssa joined us again this week. We were also joined by the fabulous Hannah that you can see performing here. And of course, we were also joined by Chantelle. We again had a variety of apparatus that we used. So we used the hoop, or lyra as the apparatus is called, and we had the girls doing quite a few different sets. So they'd go and perform for a couple of minutes, then have a break, and then somebody else would get on. And this was the purpose of having 3 different performers. They got a break in between each set that they did, but they also bring their own favourite apparatus to the workshop, which makes each one slightly different because we had different performers, but it was also absolutely fabulous to watch. Just a quick word about the lights while the girls are happily spinning away there. So we were using constant LED lights. At the front, which you can't quite see, I had the Neewer CB 200 and 300C. So they are colour RGB lights, which you'll see a bit later on. And at the back, I had the Xeon 200 and 300 Mollis as well. I had soft boxes on 3 of the lights and only have the 3 soft boxes, and I had an umbrella on the other one that you can just see off to the side. We ended up turning the back ones off for quite a while because above us was a skylight and it was actually quite sunny. So we switched over to the silks here. So we had this fabulous burgundy coloured silk, and as you can see, the girls changed their outfits to match the apparatus. So we had Chantelle up to start with. Now we've got Hannah, who was in this fabulous gold, which worked really, really well with the burgundy silk. So it was just lovely to be able to capture the girls in action here. You can see some of the photographers were getting into the action on the floor, capturing shots from, a ground view up, and quite jealous that I can't really get down on the floor. So I can't wait to see some of the shots that they captured from down below. Of course, we had Alyssa here on the silks and just working her way through. I know I keep saying it's just beautiful to watch these girls, but the sheer strength that they have, and they make it look flawless and so graceful. It's a joy to capture them. It really, really is. Now, there's a couple of times where I probably could have moved the behind the scenes camera, so I sort of cut off heads or whatever. And I guess that's another thing to look at when you are standing back and capturing these girls, is that you need to shoot a little bit wider than you probably think you do, so that you're not cutting off hands, feet, and we're all guilty of doing that. I've done that myself a few times. So you can see where we had one of the LED lights in the background with the softbox on it, and that was just giving us a little bit of light to just light the girls up. When we had the back ones off, it was just a little bit on the dark side. Here we brought the trapeze out, and the girls went through their paces on this as well. I might jump out for a little while and pop some music in so you can just watch the girls for a bit. I'll be back in a minute.
In the stillness of the night we rise, with the weight of dreams we touch the skies. A whisper of hope in the air we seize, with every breath the world's at ease. So lift your heart, let the journey start. We're soaring high, no fear apart. Through the shadows we ignite the flame in the chasing echoes of a silent call. Every step we're breaking walls with the stars as our guide. We take the chance in this endless sky. We find our day. So lift your heart, let the journey start. We're soaring high, no fear apart. Through the shadows we ignite the flame. In this dance of life we're unashamed. Ooh. And when the clouds begin to swirl, we find our strength, we find our world. Through trials and falls we stand so tall. In every rise we hear the call. So lift your heart, let the journey start. We're soaring high, no fear apart. Through the shadows we ignite the flame. In this dance of life we're unashamed. Ooh.
We then switched over to the straps, which is Chantelle's favourite apparatus, but we had all the girls on that. Now, I don't know about you, but I can just watch these girls for hours and hours. We had some of the photographers on the ground getting some fabulous shots, but I did notice towards the end, and this was a 3-hour workshop, that some of the photographers' cameras were down just watching. It is just beautiful to watch these girls. So I'm going to jump out for a little while and let these girls do their thing. Now we brought the cube out. Now this is a fun apparatus that I love to bring out at the end, and we're very strategic with the apparatus. I have been discussing this with Alyssa and the girls. We start with the hoop or the lyra, which gives them a bit of a warm-up. The silks are quite strategically placed where they work because they do take a lot of effort. We then jump through the other ones as well. So, and we finish off with the cube because this is sort of like a bit of a cool down. Now, what I love about the cube is I brought in some newer LED light wands. I actually bought in 3, but for whatever reason, one wasn't charged. My bad. And these are fabulous because you can change the colours on these. The girls, we had them on the floor lighting up. The girls were holding them in the cube. We were doing absolutely fabulous things. Now, I'm just running around behind the scenes, and the other reason is I love these newer RGB CB 200, 300 is that we can change the colours. Don't have to put gels on. And we had pink and blue, which just looked absolutely fabulous while the girls were doing their thing. Just to finish off with some camera settings, I was on aperture 3.5, ISO 1250, roughly about a 33mm focal length and a shutter speed of 1/320. I was using my Tamron 28 to 75mm lens on my Sony a7R5. I'll just finish off with a few more shots of the girls on the cube, whether in the group or on their own. Of course, we had to finish off with a group shoot. So thank you to our performers. Thank you to all the photographers that come. It was a fabulous, fabulous afternoon. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up. Maybe consider subscribing for more fabulous shoots, and I'll see you next time on YouTube. Bye.
In the stillness of the night we rise, with the weight of dreams we touch the skies, a whisper of hope in the air we see.